Alright. Hello, Reggie here. And today we're going to talk about, I'm going to try to tackle the topic of, that I get asked all the time, which is, why I ride.
No, I'm not a rider.
Okay. I get asked all the time, and the question always is why do you ride? You know, why do you ride a motorcycle? And I can never give an answer because I like it, but I don't think that's a good enough reason. So I'm going to give the answer that I think is the most appropriate and probably relate to a lot of you guys, which is I ride because I ride for the same reason you eat. I have to. You know, that's why my answer always is because I like it. Because in all honesty, the reason I ride is because I like it, is because it's a part of me. I don't give it a second thought. So for someone who doesn't ride a bike, it's very hard to understand, and I was in that position too. I used to ask that question all the time, and now that I ride, I think back on it and I'm like, well, how would I answer myself? And I don't have an answer for myself. I really don't. You know, it's just I ride because I ride. Man, a lot of people are waving today. It's so nice. It's just a part of me. It's in me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who watch my videos will get it. But some of you who haven't ridden yet, you know, you're either gonna like it or you're not. You know, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You know, if you don't like to ride, or you get on a bike, or you learn it, you never ride again. You at least learned how to ride. You know, and sometimes that's all you need. You just need to learn. I learned how to drive stick shift. I do like driving it, only in certain vehicles. I learned how to ride a motorcycle, and I will ride one for as long as I'm able to. So, you know, when someone asks you why you ride, you know, obviously that's not the best reason to give them, because they're like, no, it's recreational, you don't need to. There are people that's all they do is ride. They don't see that. They see their bike as a form of transportation. They see the benefits of having one. You know, the savings. I mean, there's some hidden costs if you use your vehicle as a daily commuter. But they see all the benefits and stuff, and they go with it. You know, they ride all the time, and they can't understand why you wouldn't. The elements don't bother them. They ride every single day. I would like to get to that point, you know, where I had a bike where I just rode it every single day. You know, there wasn't a question. You know, maybe if the weather was super bad, or snow or ice, which doesn't happen in Florida, I would then drive into work, but drive where I have to go. But for the most part, if I could, I could ride all the time. And that's part of the reason why I can't answer the question, or why the question I'm trying to tackle of why I ride is, it's such a part of me that I don't know how to explain it. So, and I don't want to give the whole, well, you won't know unless you do it, which is true, but, you know, it's like, alright, I'll put it like this. I don't have any children. Me and my wife have no children. We don't have plans to have children. That's something we've talked about. It doesn't move us. There's no, you know, maybe there's something flawed with us physiologically. That's why we won't, you know, reproduce. You know, it could be something that's ingrained, you know, in our DNA that says, oh, we don't need to reproduce because, you know, we don't have good genes. I don't know. But it's something we've talked about, and when other people say, excuse me, I'm going to have kids, you know, I want to have 2-3 kids, and they have kids, and they're like, oh, you don't know the joys of parenthood, you should really have a kid. If it's not for you, it's not for you. So, if you... Oh man, why does that have to itch all the way up there? If you don't have a kid and you never plan on having one, then for someone to tell you need to have one is crazy. It's like in the same way of me telling somebody who doesn't know how to ride, the only way you'll understand is if you ride. That's true to a certain extent, but not fully. You know, there is ways you can see the joy in what someone else wants. I can see why people want kids. I was one of 5 kids, So I was the oldest. So I went through the whole brothers and sisters and all that jazz. So I know, I thought to stop recording. I know, you know, how cool it is to have brothers and sisters and babies around and all that. I don't know if that influenced me or whatever, but I, you know, being the oldest and all that, it didn't, I still, even right now, it just doesn't move me. That's like the same way it might not move you to want to ride. So the best way to explain it to somebody, if someone asks you why you ride, is because I, you know, I guess, you know, I like it. I just, it's the same thing as people who want to have 5-6 kids, and you're like, whoa, that's too many kids. Even people who have 2 kids, they're like, oh, we only want 2 kids and that's it. There's other people looking at them like, what are you talking about? I have 6 kids and I love every single one of them. And some people are like, that's too many, you know. You know, I think, you know, maybe one day the kids stuff will be broached, but just in terms of the reason, or someone asks you why you like to ride, or why do you ride, it's just a part of you. It just is. There is no Jesus' return is drawing near, and the U.S. is 17 trillion in debt. What the heck does those two things have to do with each other? I never understand this stuff. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you have a better explanation as to when someone asks you, you know, why you like to ride, you know, let me know what you think and leave a comment below. Like and share this video. I'd love to start a discussion about this. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because this is the kind of stuff I put out. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Adios.